There is a weight in this world that only men carry. It's not the kind of weight you pick up and set down whenever you please. It's the kind that stays with you, day in and day out. We don't talk about it much because it is not always visible. But I know you have felt it. Everyone does, sooner or later. You'll lose it if you talk about it. That weight, that sense of responsibility, the struggles you're facing as a man, there's a reason we keep those things close to the chest. Not because we're afraid to share, but because talking about them can weaken what they represent. Sometimes it's not about what you say, but about what you hold in silence. The world today encourages us to spill every thought, every feeling, as if laying it all out there will somehow fix everything. But men have always known something different. There is a strength in restraint, in bearing your burdens quietly, without seeking validation from others. It's not that you can't express yourself. It's that some things lose their meaning when you do. Stoicism isn't about being emotionless. It's about understanding that not every emotion needs to be voiced or validated to be real. Masculinity has always been about balance. The world might tell you that to be a man is to be tough, to show no weakness, to never falter. But that's only part of it. Real toughness comes from knowing when to endure in silence, when to hold back the urge to complain, to seek sympathy. Talking about every pain or worry won't make them smaller. Sometimes, the more you talk about them, the bigger they get. You'll lose your grip on the lesson they were meant to teach you. I'm not saying you should bottle up everything. There's a time and place to share to people that are close to you, but it should come from a position of strength, not weakness. When you speak of your struggles, make sure you've already wrestled with them, worked through them on your own. Sharing them then won't be about seeking comfort. It will be about showing the path you have taken, teaching someone else what you have learned. That's where wisdom comes in. A tree doesn't cry out when the wind bends its branches. It doesn't wail at the rain or the cold. It simply endures, grows stronger with each storm. You will face storms too. They will come in many forms: disappointments, heartbreaks, pressures you never saw coming. And people around you might be quick to tell you to open up, to speak your mind, to lean on others. But if you share your fears before you've had time to understand them, they'll weigh you down even more. You'll lose control over them, and they'll own you, instead of you owning them. That's why Stoicism matters. It's about mastering your inner world. You can't control every storm that blows your way, but you can control how you face it. There's honor in keeping some things to yourself, in shouldering the weight without broadcasting it. You will find that most powerful men, the ones who command respect, are often the quietest. They don't need to shout about their struggles because they've learned to carry them with dignity. In today's world with social media, where constant validation seeking is the norm, this can be hard for some to endure. That is a lesson many miss. Masculinity isn't just about physical strength or how much you can accomplish. It's about how you handle adversity, how you move through the world with quiet confidence. You'll meet people who mistake silence for weakness, but don't be fooled. Silence, when chosen, is a sign of deep strength. It's about trusting yourself to deal with your problems rather than needing the world to know you're struggling. The truth is, we all struggle. Every man you see, no matter how put together he looks, is carrying something. But the way he carries it, that's what defines him. The men who last, who build legacies, are the ones who don't need to talk about their pain to make it real. They confront it, endure it, and grow from it in silence. They let their actions speak for them, not their complaints. Remember, words are powerful, but silence can be even more powerful. It's not about suppressing your emotions or pretending you don't feel. It's about understanding the value of keeping some things within, letting them shape you into something stronger without needing external validation. When you speak, speak with purpose, with understanding. Don't let your emotions rule your tongue. Learn to master yourself, and you'll find that the weight you carry will become lighter. Not because it's gone, but because you've become stronger. So when you feel that urge to talk, to spill your heart out, ask yourself if it's necessary. Will talking about it solve anything? Or will it just make the burden heavier? Sometimes the best way to deal with what you're feeling is to face it head on, in silence. Let the storm pass, and then, when you've weathered it, you'll know what to say, if anything needs to be said at all. Most of the time, problems or worries that seem big at first turn out to be small and not important at all. And when you learn to do that, you'll find something profound. That weight you've been carrying, it doesn't go away, but you'll realize it's not a burden. It's what makes you who you are. And that is something you don't ever want to lose. Thank you for watching. If you found my content enlightening, then please drop a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe to my channel so you will be the first to know when I upload a new video. Thank you very much. Mickey.